The rain was coming down in sheets that September evening when truck driver Cole Bennett spotted her on the side of Highway 87, a young woman in a torn dress, no shoes, stumbling along the shoulder like she didn't know where she was going. Cole had been driving trucks for 15 years, and he'd seen plenty of stranded motorists, hitchhikers, and people in trouble. But something about this girl made him pull over immediately. Maybe it was the way she was walking, aimless, confused. Or maybe it was the blood on her temple, visible even through the rain. He grabbed his jacket and emergency kit and jogged toward her. "Miss, are you okay?" The girl looked up at him with eyes that were empty of recognition, full of fear. She was young, maybe 19 or 20, with dark hair plastered to her face from the rain. When Cole got closer, he could see she was shivering violently, her lips blue from cold. "Where am I?" she asked, her voice barely audible over the storm. "You're on Highway 87, about 30 miles outside of Millbrook. Are you hurt? Do you need an ambulance?" "I don't know, I don't remember." The girl swayed, and Cole caught her before she fell. "Okay, let's get you out of this rain. Can you walk to my truck?" He helped her to the cab, wrapped her in his jacket, and cranked up the heat. Then he called 911, reporting an injured woman who appeared disoriented. While they waited for the ambulance, Cole tried to get information. "What's your name?" "I don't know. Do you remember what happened? How you got here?" "No, I woke up and I was walking. I don't know where I came from or where I'm going." Tears mixed with rain on her face. "Why can't I remember?" The ambulance arrived 20 minutes later. The paramedics examined the girl. Head wound, mild hypothermia, signs of trauma but no obvious serious injuries. They took her to Millbrook Regional Hospital and Cole followed, something telling him this girl needed someone looking out for her. At the hospital, doctors determined she had a concussion and retrograde amnesia. She couldn't remember her name, her family, anything about her life before waking up on that highway. She had no ID, no phone, no way to identify herself. Her fingerprints weren't in any system. Her photo didn't match any missing persons reports. She was a mystery with no past. "We'll keep her for observation," the ER doctor told Cole. "But after that, she'll need somewhere to go while we try to figure out who she is. Do you know of any shelters or—" "She can stay with me," Cole heard himself say, "temporarily, until we find her family." The doctor looked skeptical. "You don't know this woman." "No. But I found her, and I have a spare room, my daughter's room." Cole stopped, the familiar pain catching in his throat. "I have space. She shouldn't go to a shelter when there's an alternative." After background checks and social services approval, Cole was a widower with a clean record and a steady job. The arrangement was made. The girl, who they'd been calling Jane Doe, would stay with Cole in his modest house outside Millbrook, while authorities tried to identify her. "You need a name," Cole said as he drove her to his place 3 days later. "Jane Doe doesn't feel right. What do you want to be called?" The girl looked out the window at the passing scenery, all of it unfamiliar. "Sarah," she said finally. "Can I be Sarah?" "Sarah it is." Cole's house was small, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, the kind of place a single truck driver didn't need much space in. He showed Sarah to the spare room, which still had his daughter Lily's things from before the accident 5 years ago. Stuffed animals on the shelves, a pink bedspread, drawings taped to the walls. "Your daughter?" Sarah asked gently. "Yeah, Lily. She was 7 when a drunk driver hit our car. My wife died instantly. Lily died 3 days later in the hospital." Cole's voice was rough. "I kept her room the same. Couldn't bring myself to change it." "I'm sorry," Sarah said. "I shouldn't be intruding on this space." "You're not intruding. This room's been empty for 5 years. Maybe it needs someone in it again. Cole managed a small smile. Lily would have liked having a big sister to look up to. Over the following weeks, a strange household formed. Cole worked his regular trucking routes, coming home every few days. His neighbor, Mrs. Chen, checked on Sarah daily. And Sarah, she tried to remember, tried to piece together who she was, but her mind remained blank before that rainy highway. She helped around the house, cooking meals and tending the small garden. She drew constantly, beautiful, detailed sketches that suggested art training. She spoke 3 languages fluently but couldn't remember learning them. She had nightmares that left her screaming but unable to recall what she dreamed. "I feel like I'm supposed to be somewhere," Sarah told Cole one evening. "Like people are looking for me, but I don't know who or where." Cole had been searching too. He'd posted on missing person sites, contacted police departments, hired a private investigator with savings he'd been hoarding since Lily died. But every lead went nowhere. Sarah's face didn't match anyone in the databases. Her fingerprints suggested she'd never been arrested or worked a government job. She was a ghost. 6 months after Cole found her, the private investigator, a retired detective named Frank Morrison, called with news. "I may have something. There's a cold case from 2002, a kidnapping of a 5-year-old girl named Isabella Rousseau, daughter of tech billionaire Marcus Rousseau. The girl was never found, presumed dead, but if she survived, she'd be about Sarah's age now." "You think Sarah is Isabella Rousseau?" Cole felt his heart race. "The age fits. The circumstances are suspicious, found with no memory, no past extensive injuries suggesting trauma. It's worth looking into. But Cole, if Sarah is Isabella Rousseau, returning her to that family gets complicated. Marcus Rousseau is worth billions, the kind of wealth that comes with lawyers and media attention and pressure. Are you prepared for that?" "I'm prepared for Sarah to find out who she is," Cole said firmly, "whatever that means." The DNA test was done quietly. Frank had connections who could run it against genetic databases that wealthy families sometimes contributed to. 2 weeks later, the results came back. Sarah was Isabella Rousseau, the billionaire's missing daughter, taken 21 years ago and presumed dead, had been living in Cole's house drawing pictures and planting tomatoes. "How do I tell her?" Cole asked Frank. "Carefully. This is going to change everything." Cole told Sarah that evening, both of them sitting at the kitchen table where they'd shared countless meals. He explained about the kidnapping, about Marcus Rousseau, about the DNA test that proved her identity. Sarah listened with tears streaming down her face. "I have a family? You have a father. Your mother died shortly after you were taken, grief and stress. But your father's been looking for you for 21 years. He never stopped searching. Why can't I remember him?" Sarah's voice broke. "If he's my father, why doesn't my heart remember? The doctors said your amnesia might be permanent, or memories might come back gradually. But Sarah, Isabella, you don't have to remember to meet him. He's been waiting a long time. If you're moved by this story, please like and share. Comment about the power of hope and never giving up on people we love." Marcus Rousseau arrived in Millbrook 2 days later. Cole had expected an entourage, bodyguards, lawyers. Instead, a man in his 50s showed up at the door alone, his eyes red from crying, his hands shaking as he held a folder of photos. "Is she here?" Marcus asked. "Yes." "But Mr. Rousseau, she doesn't remember you. She doesn't remember anything. I don't expect anything except to see my daughter alive." Marcus's voice cracked. "For 21 years I've imagined this moment. I don't need her to remember. I just need her to be real." Sarah was in the garden when Marcus saw her. She was kneeling beside the tomato plants, dirt on her hands, wearing one of Lily's old gardening hats that Cole had given her. She looked up when she heard footsteps, and Cole watched as father and daughter locked eyes for the first time in 2 decades. "Isabella," Marcus whispered. "I go by Sarah now," she said gently. "I'm sorry, I don't remember you. Cole told me you're my father, and the DNA says it's true, but I don't—" She stopped because Marcus had sunk to his knees, tears pouring down his face. "You're alive. My baby girl is alive. That's all that matters." Sarah looked at Cole, uncertain. He nodded encouragement, and she approached Marcus carefully. "I'm sorry I can't remember. I wish I could." "It's okay," Marcus managed. "We'll make new memories, if you want. I'm not here to force anything. I just needed to see you, to know you're safe." Over the following days, Marcus stayed in Millbrook. He showed Sarah photos of her childhood, told stories about her mother, explained the circumstances of her kidnapping, a disgruntled employee who'd taken her for ransom, then disappeared without a trace when the FBI got involved. Marcus had searched for 21 years, spending millions on private investigators and reward money, never giving up hope. "Where have I been all this time?" Sarah asked. "If I was taken in 2002 and Cole found me last year, where was I for 20 years?" "We don't know," Marcus admitted. "The FBI is investigating, but your memories are the only real clue we have. And if they don't come back, then I'm Sarah Bennett," she said firmly, "because that's who I am now. I know this must hurt you, but I can't be your daughter if I don't remember being your daughter." Marcus looked devastated but nodded. "I understand. But can I be part of your life? Can I get to know who you are? Now?" "Yes," Sarah said. "I'd like that." The situation got complicated when Marcus offered to set Sarah up in a penthouse, give her access to the family fortune, reintegrate her into high society. Sarah declined all of it. She wanted to stay with Cole, in the modest house, living the simple life she'd built. "Why?" Marcus asked, hurt evident in his voice. "I can give you everything. Security, opportunities, the life you were supposed to have." "But it's not my life," Sarah said. "Cole gave me a home when I had nothing. He didn't care about who I was or what I was worth. He just saw someone who needed help and helped. That means something to me." Cole tried to convince her otherwise. "Sarah, he's your father. You should be with your family, living the life you deserve." "You're my family too," Sarah said simply. "You saved me. You gave me a second chance at life. I'm not leaving unless you make me." Eventually, they found a compromise. Sarah would split her time, some weeks with Cole, some weeks getting to know Marcus and learning about her history. She'd see therapists to work on memory recovery. She'd slowly reintegrate into her old life while maintaining the new one she'd built. 2 years later, some memories had returned. Fragments of childhood, images of her mother, pieces of the day she was taken. But the 20 years in between remained blank, a mystery that might never be solved. The FBI had theories that she'd been held by someone, possibly brainwashed or conditioned, then released or escaped just before Cole found her. But without memories, they'd never know for certain. Sarah, she'd kept the name even after learning her birth name, worked at Marcus's company doing marketing and design. She lived in a modest apartment in town, visited Cole every weekend, and slowly built a relationship with her father based not on memories of who they'd been, but on who they were now. Cole became part of the extended family. Marcus insisted, grateful to the truck driver who'd saved his daughter when he couldn't. They'd have dinners together, celebrate holidays, share the strange family they'd accidentally created.